Okay, so we should be live. I can't really see right now because I'm only partially set up. I'm mostly set up, I guess. But so forgive me if you put something in the chat and I don't catch it, please make sure you put the at anti-checker in the chat. And let me bring up a YouTube window so that I can see it. And I'll put that over here. I want to say the first Friday night what? Why is it got the wrong name on it? Stupid live stream. Now, see, this is really annoying. I changed the name of the stupid live stream. All right, let me go into YouTube Studio. Stupid thing. I don't know if I can change it on the fly, but I'm going to try to. Who's this older than dirt guy? Hi, you're funny. Alright. Everybody wants to say I'm older than dirt. Well, of course, I kind of am. Let's see. If we create, go live. Okay, so if we go in here and edit title and description. Okay. Put the other title back in. Episode 1, editing movie night with Matthew. All right. See if that works. And now let's go back to YouTube. There we go. So now it's got the right name. Stupid YouTube. All right, let me do the pop-out chat thing. So now the name should be accurate now. And what we're doing here, and this was actually a request of Mercer Create, and also a couple other people wanted me to do this, is I'm going to basically edit from start to finish the movie night movie for tomorrow night that Matthew and I are going to be watching. So just so you know, I did warn Matthew ahead of time that I was going to be editing it so that he will not watch this live stream, so that he won't get any spoilers from the movie unintentionally. We're not going to watch the whole movie during this stream, but obviously things will pop up from the movie, and I don't want him to see it. I also figured this would be a good movie to do this kind of a live stream with, because at least from what me and Mrs. Antrecker watched this movie the other day, and unless I completely had a brain cramp, I don't think there was any nudity or anything like that, so I won't get in trouble for accidentally showing something on the live stream that would be a violation of YouTube terms of services. So let me say hi to everybody first and foremost. Potato Raven's first in the house. Good to see you. Mountains of Elysium is here, says, greetings, Anti-Chicken fellow nerds, free Anti, and Martok was a changeling. Well, we know Martok was a changeling. Martok was a changeling when he said, Hail Kuroga. Immortal Techniques in the house. Raven says, hey there. Commodore Ty says it's the day, yeah, because the title was wrong. Sorry about that. And actually, yeah, so this week, we're not doing Jeopardy. This week, we're doing movie night, and then next week, we're going to do Jeopardy again. So... which I think was a lot of fun with the Jeopardy thing. And by the way, Darren Wagner, he didn't see it live, but then he watched the replay of the Jeopardy stream, and so he has now provided me with a couple more games worth of things only Darren knows. So, and that category is going to be so ridiculously tough. I think that from this point on, anybody that gets anything right from the things only Darren knows gets double points, period. Let's see. Potato Raven says, effing boomer. Another boomer moment again. Yeah, it's... honestly, I could have sworn I changed the name in OBS, but I think I know what I did. Is OBS has two spaces in it. One for like the category and the other for the name of the stream, which is useful when you're streaming on Twitch, because under category, you type in the name of the game and it populates the rest. But on YouTube, it's a completely useless field. And so I think I put the name of the stream in the category section by mistake. And Josh says, no stream in almost a week. You're fired. Now off to Kurogan Uranium Mine, also known as Repente. You go. Well, let me tell you. So, Josh, yes, this has been a very difficult week for me. And so I'll fill you guys in before we get into the editing stuff. because I want to make sure Mercer gets a chance to get here before I get started, since he's the one that requested the editing video. So, my doctor gave me a new medication to try on Monday. And so I took this pill Monday evening, and when I was on the, I actually, you could, if you watch carefully, you could see right towards the end of the virtual pub, I took it. When I was on the virtual pub with Matthew. And so, but that, oh man, that thing just, I was completely out of commission all day on Tuesday. I was a mess. I still, to this day, now we're 3 days later, I have a splitting headache that came on from that. But on the day after, on Tuesday, I was completely incapacitated. The headache was so bad, I was just in agony all day. Yesterday, I was a little better than I was on Tuesday, but still just not capable of streaming. Today, as it is, I'm only halfway there. And that's just halfway to getting to where I was within the last couple of weeks. So it was a rough week. I ain't gonna lie. But so the good news is I should be okay for movie night tomorrow night at the rate that I'm going right now. So I apologize for not having streamed earlier this week, either on YouTube or Twitch. Today, my plan is to do this stream. Tomorrow, I'm going to Twitch stream probably in the morning. We'll do a game, either some more of that Endless Space or Divinity. And then tomorrow night will be movie night with Matthew, which I'm really looking forward to, and you guys will see why in a little bit as we start editing this stuff. Valor says, Viv, I want to say hello. Hope you're feeling better. Thanks, Valor. Honestly, it's going to be a while before I'm feeling quote-unquote better. Right now, I'm just waiting for the results of the MRI that I did yesterday. And hopefully they will find something. They did find something in the MRI of my the brain scan. This last time they did an MRI of my neck because the doctor thinks that it could be something that would be identifiable through an MRI there, I guess. So I don't know. But whatever, I hope that they find it soon and figure out what the best treatment's going to be. Because right now, I'm tired of being winded all the time. I'm tired of being weak all the time. And just, yeah. Oh, and hey, here's something you guys will appreciate. Let me move this out of the way for just a second so I make sure it works. And bam! We now once again have an anti-cam. So at least I can't do the anti-cam when we're doing Celebrity Jeopardy or if I'm doing a StreamYard thing. But when I'm just doing a regular old live stream, yes, I actually have. And just so you got to get a perspective. So here's my hand. If I wave it right over here, that's in front of the anti-cam. So Auntie is right there. But yes, as you can see, as usual, she is diligently sleeping. So that's, and I am going to bring back I don't have any dog treats in here with me yet, but I'm going to get some so that if you guys want to super chat to give Auntie a treat, I'm going to bring that back because I know some of you guys like doing that. And so let me get back to, where was I? Raven says, I broke 100 LOL twice. YouTube took away 7. Now I'm at 104. Yeah, YouTube likes to do that. I'm not going to lie. Get used to it. And 47 Yorktown says, hey, you're that Twitch guy. I am indeed. But Raven says, I got the first shot Pfizer, 1 day headache, 2 days of confusion, woke up grand today. Yeah, my daughter got the first shot. I don't know if I think it was Pfizer, but I'm not 100% sure. And her and her boyfriend Matt both got it, and yeah, they had a rough day. They're feeling better now. And in fact, I haven't watched it yet, but she sent me let's see. She sent me a little video on the phone, and I didn't get a chance to watch it yet. So last night they went to a karaoke place. Let's see. This is my daughter at a karaoke place. So yeah, that was my daughter trying to sing White and Nerdy. Wow. And her boyfriend. So thank you, Ebony. And I'm sure you guys enjoyed it too. So after the MRI, the doctor says, Mr. Crawford, sit down. I don't know how to say this. Give me the news, doc. I can handle it. You're pregnant. That I wasn't expecting. Well, now you're expecting. Wow. Yeah, that would be weird. Josh says, Auntie Cam, what happened to Marshmallow Cam? Well, Marshmallow is actually not in the room right now. It's the same camera, actually. But Marshmallow's perch was actually right where I'm sitting right now. But Marshmallow doesn't particularly like Auntie. And so I can't have an Auntie Cam and a Marshmallow Cam in the same room, or the two of them will well, they don't fight, but they just don't like each other. And then someone just sent me a message, as you could hear. Let's see, I don't want to accidentally... Let's stop the screen share just to be safe. I don't want to accidentally put something up there that I shouldn't. Because I don't know what screen it's... Okay, it's on the right screen. Let's see. Oh! It's funny, so Darren sent me a message about how, you remember when nobody trusted Pfizer. Here, I don't know if you saw it, but Elon Musk hosted Saturday Night Live this last week, and he was actually genuinely funny. I thought he was good. But one thing that I thought was really funny, that they did this little thing like a party after quarantine, and people just kind of hanging out. And at the party, people were like, just sitting around hanging out and talking. And like one person, oh yeah, I got the vaccine. Oh yeah, me too. Which one'd you get? And he said, oh, Johnson & Johnson, baby, one and done. Because, the Johnson & Johnson, you only need one shot. And so the other person's like, oh, great. And he goes, yeah, I'm safe. Yeah, you sure are. And they kind of scoot away from him because nobody trusts that one. So, yeah, I guess Pfizer's in people's good graces again. The funny thing, let me say this. I think it's funny. Several of the cast members have basically come out in quiet protest over Elon Musk hosting the show. And a lot of these SJW types are complaining because, and I was trying to figure out, well, what did Elon Musk do wrong, right? I mean, he was genuinely pretty funny. He didn't get into politics or anything. And he actually poked fun of himself quite a bit. I think it's kind of, because, Elon has a very odd speech pattern. Now, I didn't know this until the episode was that he is on the autism spectrum. He's diagnosed with Asperger's, which doesn't surprise me with his speech pattern, but I just didn't know that. And so, but he made a joke about how he turned on human emulation mode, and Joshua thought that was hilarious. And he says, "Oh, I wish I could have human emulation mode," but. And Darren, you just nailed it. I was just getting to that. The reason they hate him has nothing to do with his beliefs or his politics or any of that. It's just that he's rich. He's just rich, and therefore it's not fair. And I'm sitting there thinking, how much does the average cast member of SNL make for a living? Because I dare say it's above the national average. I don't know how much they make, but, most actors on a major network television show are not exactly in the poorhouse. So just because Elon has more than you do, Kate McKinnon, doesn't make him a bad person. Because you have more than me, and I don't think you're a bad person just because you have more money than me. I think you're a bad person for other reasons. And so I think that that's disgusting. That they would actually, because first of all, the guy, he's one of the first truly disabled people to host the show. I know that, and it's funny because he made a joke about it in the beginning of the show, but people were pointing out, oh, he's not the first person with Asperger's to host the show because Dan Aykroyd, and it's like, you know what, I'm sorry. These celebrities, I almost use the word celebutard because they piss me off so much. These celebrities that want to say how they have some kind of disorder just so that they'll get attention, F you. I'm sorry. I have a son on the autism spectrum. Don't try to tell me how much Dan Aykroyd is suffering with autism or Asperger's, right? Because, you know what? It's not like you can't hide that kind of thing. And that's part of the reason that Elon Musk comes across as so odd. And besides that, you know what? You guys are having the ultimate dream job, so F you. I'm not going to sit there and feel sorry for you. But Elon Musk, I mean, I have nothing but respect for the guy after watching him on SNL. I absolutely enjoyed that episode. It was probably one of, and I think part of it, I know part of it is the fact that since Trump is no longer in office, they can't just rail on Trump all day. And for them, it's not as fun to make fun of Joe Biden. So they only make a couple of cracks about Joe Biden. And I really think that that's part of the reason that the show was better. But I do think that Elon Musk was genuinely funny. All right. So, and yeah, he's South African, but, I don't know. Do people still have a beef against South Africa? I mean, apartheid's been kind of done for a while. Anyway. And that's true. He is technically the richest African-American in America. That is true. Admiral Saval says, how's Auntie doing? Well, she's sleeping as usual. Auntie, you want to wake up? Auntie? Yeah, see, she's out. There you go. Hey, how you doing? Yep. You're just going to... and... Mr. Musk, like Mr. Shatner, loves putting SJWs in their place and calling them out for their crap. Well, you know what? I don't care. I thought he was funny. And you know what? I thought that was the whole goal of Saturday Night Live, was to be funny. The thing that gets me is that Elon Musk is not scientific or engineering genius, yet he was in an Iron Man movie. He was? That doesn't make him Tony Stark. He got rich by owning PayPal. Yeah. I just meant his accent is partial. Well, his accent maybe because he's South African, but his speech pattern is the Asperger's. The way that he kind of has an odd way of talking. He has these odd pauses in his. I will tell you that Joshua does that a little bit too. And so that doesn't surprise me. Mr. Cat says, hope you're doing well. New chair. This chair is, in fact, a new chair. Thanks to Joshua, my son. He got it for me. I'm going to have to pay him back, but Elon Musk played himself in Iron Man 2. I don't even remember him being there. Man, I'm going to have to rewatch Iron Man 2. I don't remember him being there. But yes, and this is an actual lift chair, so I can go up, go down, which is very helpful. Thank you again, Joshua. So I'm going to, once we get the medical bills paid, then I'm going to have to pay him back for this chair. But he knows how much I'm hurting, and so he decided to get it for me because he got tired of seeing me strain and grunt and groan trying to get out of a chair every day. All right, so let's get to it. I don't know where Mercer Create is, but hopefully he'll catch this on the replay. Thomas says, Friday night, son of a bitch, I overslept. Yeah. Refresh, and it should have the correct title now. But good to see you, Thomas. Nathan says, good evening. So I'm assuming you're on the opposite side of the planet as me. So what we're going to do here, and Potato Ray says, we say your Asperger's here like Asperges, like Aspergers. Well, your way sounds like Asperger's. Yeah, well, South Park did a whole episode about that. Basically calling it Asperger's and making a joke out of it. Anyway. And Valor, I know, people find reasons to hate people, but I try to find reasons. You know what? I've been looking for a fun episode of SNL for a long time, and I was pleasantly surprised this last week. Anyway, So we're going. Normally, you can see in here I have a pre-made project called Movie Night. I'm not going to use that one because we're going to do this from scratch. There's only one thing I'm going to censor out, and that's just because there's some information that shows up in one of the segments we're going to edit that I don't want to show you guys, but that'll only take a minute to fix. However, so we're going to start with a new untitled project, and of course it opened up in the wrong window, so let's bring it up there and make sure we can see it. Yeah, Auntie's not covering it or anything. So this is a blank timeline. We're going to do a couple of things here because I'm actually going to work on recreating a couple of the assets that I use regularly on the movie nights. And I'm with you as far. I know Saturday Night Live, you know, the funny thing is they still would occasionally have funny stuff, but they just got way too heavy into the politics ever since, you know, starting when Trump was running in 2016 and all the way through, you know, the beginning of this year. It's just everything was Trump. And I was, look, I get it. I know that there are plenty of things to make fun of about Donald Trump, but I don't make your whole show into that, you know. Did you look at that buzzer I mentioned for the game? LDG knows what it is. Also, only a sore arm for my second shot. So who is cuter, Burnham, Jody, or Matthew? See, I'm pretty sure there's more wrong than the sore arm because you're asking me that question. I remember Obama on SNL as a sitting president. Was he on while he was president? I'm trying to remember. I know he came on and did that stupid Halloween sketch, which was just really lame, but yeah. And Professor Brady Speck says, "Oh well." Not sure exactly why. And Trump has a funnier tan. Well, Trump does have a funny tan. I will grant you that. But not enough to where it's like make every sketch about him. You get it. Now, we're not talking about politics. Enough. Drop it. We're not talking about Trump or Biden or stealing the election or any of that garbage. Would you rather watch STD or Kuroga Night Live? Ooh, that's definitely a tough call. I don't know. I don't know. No clue. So I'm bringing up a folder that I have. Okay, so this is the folder that I generally edit our movie night stuff. And you can see there's a section here called Assets with some miscellaneous stuff. Now, this piece right here is the first thing we're going to edit. So I'm going to, now to bring this in, you can simply drag and drop to your media pool if you want. You can change the frame rate to match. So we'll change it for right now. And then we go to our edit mode down here, and we can drag that right onto our timeline. And so this is a clip from the virtual pup. And so if we hit play, all right, so that's the clip basically. And so this is, you know, that's Matthew obviously saying hi diddly ho. So, you know, usually I've just played the one hi diddly ho repeated because it sounds the best out of the ones that he said. And so what we want to do, we don't care about the video at all. We're going to just extract the video in a minute. But notice the audio levels are actually very, very low here. So first thing, let's bring the audio up. Wow, that's like, why is it looking like that? I just downloaded this new version. I guess that's like, yeah, I don't like that at all. Where it's capped out so low. So yeah, see, that's maxed out. That doesn't make sense. They need to fix that. So I guess that actually is good audio levels, but they made it harder to see. There's probably a shortcut key to fix that, but I don't know what it is. Was Matthew doing the Kuroga mating call? Yes, indeed. All right, so that looks like. Let's listen. All right. Now notice there's an audio artifact there when I'm cracking up. You can hear it. So we zoom in a bit here. So let's see if we can isolate the right frame here. Okay. Trying to cut out just that one frame. Let's see how that sounds. Oh, need to get like probably another frame. Try there. There we go. So now I cut out those 2 frames, and that should fix that little artifact in hearing me. There you go. So now that's pretty clear. So now what we'll do is we'll copy this whole thing and paste it a few times. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll do 10. All right. Let's see how that's. All right. So far, so good. Now, what I'm going to do is actually I'm going to render this out just like this, and then we're going to edit it some more. And I know there are different ways you can do this that don't involve multiple renders, but everybody does it their own way. So we'll call this Hi Diddly Raw. All right. And we'll save this in that folder that we were just in. Where's the trailers and assets? And we don't. Okay, so for video, we're not going to. That's in the way. I can't see it, of course. All right, so we'll turn off export video because we don't care about the video. Audio, we'll just do MP4. Add to render. Render it out. All right, so now if we grab that folder we were in, now we have a new audio file we're going to work with. Thomas says, Matthew is the voice of an angel. Man, Thomas, you're scaring me now, buddy. All right, so now we have this audio file, which we just created. And if we just overlay it, now we have a single audio file. All right, so edit it to make it just have Matthew say hi diddly ho and add music. We're not doing all that. This is for movie night. So, but by the time we're done, this is what we're going to be using for like when you see the spinning Matthew circle. Now, problem number 1, it's too fast. And so we're going to slow it down. We're going to change the clip duration. And actually cancel, we want not duration, but speed. So let's try the speed at about 90% and see how that sounds. And that'll make the clip a little longer. Excuse me. I still think we could change it a little longer than that. So let's go, we'll do 70%. See how that sounds. There we go. All right, so that's much better. Now, of course, we don't need the video stuff there. And now if we want to have some fun, one thing you can do with something like this, so if we duplicate that by, all I did was hit Control C and Control V to make copy and paste. And then we'll bring this down to another line here. So now we have the whole thing on there twice, but we can add effects to it. So you want to hear something really creepy, we go to audio effects and we'll find where is pitch, and we'll apply pitch to this one, and we'll bring this down just a couple. Anyway. So yeah, you can have all sorts of fun with that. But that's not what we're doing with this. We just want to get this basic audio extract. Sort of sounds like the Borg. Yeah, and that's actually how you do the Borg. Is that what you would do? And I've done it before, but you can take, if you... let's copy and paste this, and then we'll paste it another time, and we'll duplicate it here. We'll put the pitch on this one. We'll bring it down, say 9. We'll put pitch on this one, and we'll bring it down, say 12. See how that's... And then what you can do is you do that like over and over and over, and it makes it sound like there's, you know, the sound of the Borg. So you put like about 5 different copies at different, and then you offset them by a frame or two so they sound a little off from each other and that kind of thing. Yeah, the Borg on drugs, yes indeed. All right, so now that we got Matthew's voice properly isolated and stretched out to the right length, we'll export this again. And we'll just call this Hi Diddly Ho Audio. And once again, we're not exporting the video, just the audio. And, oops, cancel that because, notice, by the way, one thing on the renderer on this, if you notice, it'll stop rendering right there, but the video doesn't end, or the audio in this case, doesn't end until there. So you want to make sure to stretch it out to cover the whole thing. All right. So now we'll add it to the render queue and render that out. And so now we have our final Matthew Hi Diddly Ho. So now that we've done that, let's clear this out. We'll get rid of this. We'll get rid of this, so because we don't need any of that anymore. And instead, we're going to actually start working on our movie night clips. So, first thing we're going to grab is something that you've seen me use every single time. This is out of that same folder. And so I'm going to turn the volume down a little bit. Hopefully it's not too loud for you guys. I can't tell how loud it is on the live stream. So if it is really loud for you guys, let me know. So you've seen this before.
And now, preview time. When it comes to entertainment, you can't beat a good film.
So this is what plays before the trailers that we put on before the movie. However, you'll notice that it's not in widescreen format. So we'll go into video and simply zoom in until it fills the whole screen. And in most cases, just zooming in right in the middle is fine for something like this. Sometimes you'll need to move it up or down a little bit depending on the type of shot. But I do that a lot when I'm working with clips that are in the old 4:3 format. Let's see, what's that? All right, so we have our preview time. Next up, we're going to need to bring in the actual image that you guys have seen this a million times. Now, in order to make this look semi-professional, we'll put this on a new line, and we'll go to Video Transitions and Cross Dissolve. Cross Dissolve just means it fades in or fades out, and if you have two pieces, it'll fade from one to the other. If you only have one piece on the timeline, it'll just go from black to that, and then from that back to black. So you'll see.
Take a look at what's coming your way.
So you see how it just kind of fades in and then fades out. However, I don't like the way that this part just cuts out. So we're going to do the same thing right here. Check this out.
Take a look at what's coming your way.
So now that fades out, that fades in, and then that fades out. Now we can put our trailers. So let's go back to, I have a few trailers that I have in my little trailer file. So what's a good one that we haven't put on lately? Let's do a really good one here. All right, so now notice this one has a little watermark on it. Now the easiest way to get rid of the watermark is just zoom in just enough to get rid of the watermark. And then we'll do a cross dissolve so that fades in. Let's see how that looks.
When we attacked your planet, all your soldiers and all their advanced technology could only put up a measly 9-minute fight before they were exterminated. Which is why.
So there we go. We got the trailer for one of the worst movies of all time. There you go. Battlefield Earth. And then there's this crap there. I don't know why that's there, but so we'll cut that off there. And we'll cross dissolve that out. Now, we could put more trailers in. Yeah, I don't have the First Contact trailer handy, or I could do that. But so now, if we want to do what now, here's the nice thing. So if we want to copy this with its visual effects, all we do is Control C, Control V. It was off a little bit there, and we paste it right back. And so now, once that fades out, we'll have the preview bar fade back in and fade back out again, just like it did before. And this time, we'll grab, here's a really good movie right here. See, now, I just realized, so now the volume stuff is correct on this one. I don't know why it was all wigged out before. Maybe it was different audio. Good old New Line Cinema. The guy in the trailer sounded like Untitled Chapter was John Travolta.
So too! Shut this!
Raiden?
It's a new look.
Yeah, so if you have not seen Mortal Kombat Annihilation, that was bad. All right, we don't really need the November 21st thing at the end because, well, and so we'll just fade it out right there. And notice the audio is a little off. So another thing you can do is we'll go to Audio Effects, and we'll go, it's up here, Audio Transitions. Oh, that's video. There we go. Audio Transitions, Crossfade. Helps if I put it on there correctly. There. So now it should sound about right. There. So see how it kind of fades out. Joss Whedon, Justice League, and The Last Jedi. Ooh, man. You guys are pulling no punches. Dr. Alex is in the house, says, glad to see you're up and at it. P.S. Mrs. Antraker seems like, oh yeah, Mrs. Antraker, we had a Finnick fox briefly, Dr. Alex, and so Mrs. Antraker loves foxes. So yeah, she told me all about your foxes. Jerk. All right, got the perfect voice, and you have foxes. I hate you. And the really original Discovery trailer. Well, Thomas, but I thought you were liking Discovery now. All right, so now we have a couple of trailers. Now, one thing I haven't been able to find, and so I'll tell you, and if any of you have found this, throw the link in, and I'll download it right now. I was looking for something like kind of, I obviously, I have the now our feature presentation, but I don't have something to go before like a short before the feature presentation, because today's movie or tomorrow's movie, I should say, is not a super long movie. So I was going to throw a short ahead of it. And just to be really cruel, I was thinking about downloading an episode of SpongeBob. But I can't do that if I don't have some kind of bumper to go in between, before the short film. So if any of you have a link to something like that on YouTube, I can download it, and we'll add that right now. Of course, I'll have to find an episode of SpongeBob to download. I don't even know what streaming service SpongeBob's on. I know my son watches it, so it's on something we have. And so we'll try this. Let's stop the display capture for a minute, because I don't want to accidentally put something up inappropriate. And all right. And Tom says, wait, SpongeBob's one of the best TV shows. Well, yeah, but you know how Matthew feels. I'm not a big SpongeBob fan, but it's on Paramount Plus. Okay, I thought so. I just couldn't remember. I know it was on something, because Joshua watches it. I'm just not into SpongeBob. Don't get me wrong. I don't hate it. It's just not my thing. So, like, if we go Paramount Plus. Well, actually, here's what we'll do. Well, I don't know. We'll take a look at Play On. If you don't know about Play On, it is a really good program. Let me go bring the chat back up. Dr. House says, when I was a kid, they always used to do Winnie the Pooh shorts before the main feature. Well, yeah, and I remember going, there'd always be a cartoon or something before the main film, unless, of course, it was like an R-rated movie or something. But yeah, for a PG film, they would almost always throw a cartoon in ahead of time. And a clip of Bill Murray singing Star was on SNL. Oh, singing Star Wars. As horrible as that would be, that's not what what I'm looking for is the bumper that you put before the short film. Like, I don't remember what it was called, but, like it would always say, now our feature presentation before the movie. Let's see, Commodore Ty found something. Let me see what you got here. Film transition effects. Well, that's a bunch of stuff, but let me see what this one has. That's a countdown. Yeah, see, this is just like your basic countdown stuff. I'm looking for something that actually says, and now a short film before our feature presentation, or something like that, Let's see. VHS glitch. Yeah, because Commodore Ty, that's just like basic old movie artifacts. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for like the equivalent of and now our feature presentation, but for a short film. And while hopefully, if one of you guys looks for that, I'm going to go on to Play On right now and see about downloading an episode of SpongeBob. So you guys, this is an interactive effort. So one of you guys has to find the short film, if I can get Play On to work. For some reason, Play On's having trouble. Come on. So maybe I won't. Dang it. What is wrong with you, Play On? Is there an update for it? Why are you being stupid? I wonder if it's part of the stupid Windows update that went through today. Come on. Let's see. Is that a SpongeBob? Why not an episode of Star Trek Discovery? Well, I don't want to kill the guy. All right. Let's see. What is up with Play On? Bring this back up. Let's see. It's not Google Play Store. No, not Play Store. Play On, dummy. Let's see. All right, let's see. Windows security. I'll bet you that's it. Yeah, I'll bet you that's it. Let me try. Permissions. Let's see. There's an episode where SpongeBob and Patrick are dads to a scallop. I don't know if they removed that episode. That's weird. I'm trying to remember. There was one where there was like the missing episode of SpongeBob, and it was just like 5 minutes of SpongeBob walking. Positive Candor found something. Let me take a look at what you got. Well, no, that's what I'm using for the feature. I have that one. We need something for the short film before our feature presentation. See what I'm saying? You're on the right track, though, Positive Candor. Let's see. Right, but no, I don't want our feature presentation, Mr. Captain. I'm looking for whatever you call the short film presentation, not the feature. I've got, and now our feature presentation. I need something for the short, not for the feature. We're herding cats today, I can tell. Meanwhile, I'm trying to figure out why PlayOn's not loading, and it looks like it's Windows security, which is probably because of that stupid update. So let me see. Firewall. There we go. Come on. Really? Really? You're not? Let me try. One in here. And Commodore Ty throws up. Let me see what you got there. Yeah, that's what we need. There's no music on that one, but I like that. All right. So we're gonna use that one. Although, man, like an idiot, I accidentally cleared out the chat. So let me go back to bring the chat back up. Because when I clicked on the link, it just filled the window that the chat was in. All right, there we go. Yes, Commodore Ty, that's exactly what I needed. So thank you. All right, so we need privacy, web and email. Let's see. Network inspector, file share. Maybe that's not what we're looking for. All right, let me see if that fixes it. And try launching PlayOn again. Still nothing. Windows, you're really going to piss me off here. So I turn that off. Hold on. Sorry for taking so long. Yeah. Let's try to turn all this off until we do a restart. Let's see if that helps. Sometimes these systems just drive me crazy. Still not launching. Alright, so we're going to have to... Sorry for taking so long. If you do a SpongeBob episode, do the one where they sing the fun song. Well, Commodore Ty, you have to tell me what episode that is. So I don't know. You just tell me the one where they do something. Look, I'm not searching through all of SpongeBob to find that. I need to know season and episode. I have a clip of Bird saying something. You know what? That's something that I do. You know, I was actually thinking of. Let's turn this off as well, and try turning this on. All right. Man, this thing's just going to drive me crazy. Close window. Come on. Launch, you stupid thing. It's like Kurogan software all of a sudden. I wonder if I have to reinstall it or something. This is really gonna... blah, blah, blah. My device won't find the play on server. Yeah, not loading. That's what I'm looking for. Let's see. Let's see if we re-download it. Now play on a desktop. Let's try to reinstall it. Let's see. I'll go through this one. I'll give you a list. Episodes have 2 separate stories. Yeah, but I can always edit it down to just the one that you're talking about. Commodore throws another YouTube link in there. I don't know what for. Let's take a look at that. Open a new tab. Says, this video contains content from Viacom CBS, who has blocked it in your country. But that says it's episode 121. So, Thomas, check episode 121. See if that's what we're after. All right, launch. Haha! All right, now it's working. All right, let's see. Just reinstall Play On. That seems to have fixed the problem. And let's see if we can get... All right, so if you don't already, so I know this kind of went down a little bit of a sidetrack here, but I want to show you guys this. Let me get OBS back up and turn the display capture back on. All right, so this is Play On. This is a program that I highly recommend. It is not free, but it is a really great program. So you can use it to access pretty much any streaming service as long as you've got a username and password. And so, for example, Tubi, which is a free streaming service, is where I got the movie we're going to be editing today. Paramount Plus, obviously right here. And so you can go to shows, and notice there's Nickelodeon, which I assume that's where we would find SpongeBob. Look at that, number 1 on the list. We go to full episodes, season 1. And let me see if Let's see. F is for friends who do stuff. U is for you and me. N is for anywhere and anytime at all. Okay. And let's see. Commodore Ty says season 1, episode 10. So we go down to season 1, episode 10, Culture Shock and FUN. So there you go. So there it is. So now to download it, we just click the little record button. And if we go to our record queue, you'll see it is now recording. So what Play On is a DVR. It's just a DVR that you can use for any and all subscription services that you have. So if you have HBO Max, you can record the Snyder Cut or Godzilla vs. Kong or whatever. If you have, in this particular case, Paramount Plus, you can record SpongeBob. Now, it does take time to record. As you can see, it's recording pretty much in real time. It's at 27 seconds, 32 seconds. And so it's recording the show. And so by the time though so now I'm gonna also download that link that Commodore Ty gave for our presentation. Now I'm gonna need some music for it, which is easy. So see, this is gonna get a little deeper than we were expecting. So that can't be done. Something went wrong. Let me check here. Go to open a new window. Let's go to, because there's no way it recorded that fast. Let's go to videos, Play On, and where's Paramount Plus? Yeah, it's not even there. That's weird. Very, very weird. Amazon Prime, Disney Plus, HBO Max. Oh wait, SpongeBob SquarePants season 1. Yeah, it's not even there. All right. So we'll try it again. Do you want to record it again? Yes. So sometimes it screws up. Let's not mess with it this time. So what we may have to do is let this run and then come back to it. But let me see what happens here. So it looks like it's working. But I don't want to touch anything while it's actually recording. And Commodore, I'm not clicking on any links right now until this is done, because I think that's what screwed it up. So here's what we're going to do. So I'm thinking about we could pause the live stream and come back on after this is recorded, because I assume you guys think that this will be a great one to add for Matthew. And so this FUN song. But it looks like it's actually working this time. But we'll give it a minute. Let's see. I wonder if it's because it might be because I'm live streaming at the same time this is trying to record, but we'll see. Try to give it a few minutes. I mean, it's only a 23-minute cartoon, so hopefully it'll work, and we'll talk for a minute. Mage says, I use Play On to replay videos from my computer to my Roku. That's a free version. Yeah, I haven't tried the free version, but yeah, with the paid version, the fact that you can pretty much download anything is really handy. Because obviously I use it for our movie nights. I also use it when I'm doing like Star Trek reviews or any kind of reviews, because it's a lot easier than trying to transcode something from a DVD or something to the computer, especially since my current computer doesn't even have a DVD player on it anyway. And so far, so good. We're at 2 minutes, 24 seconds, so about 10% of it is recorded. Hopefully, this will continue. And so, Commodore, what is that you put the link for? Because I don't want to click on it while we're still streaming, or while we're still recording. Of course, now you're not going to answer me because you're a jerk. Commodore. Come on, Commodore. What's going on? Talk to me, Commodore. And Thomas said, look up season 1, episode 18. Well, what's that one? Texas. Oh, Texas. Oh, that's tempting. Sandy is homesick. Ooh, man. All right. So you guys know SpongeBob better than me. And you guys know Matthew. So do you think we should stick with FUN, or should we switch to Texas? Since, of course, Matthew is in Texas.
Texas.
So Joshua says Texas. I don't know if you could hear him, but Joshua shouted from the other room. He thinks we should do Texas. What do you get? Thomas says 2 more good episodes are when they insult Texas and swear. Well, I don't know which one that is. So if there's a good one where they insult Joshua,
Yes.
what episode do they insult Texas in?
That's the one they do that in.
Oh, it's the episode just called Texas?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you actually watching it?
No, but we're thinking about making Matthew watch it, and Matthew's from Texas. So, what do you guys think? So, Joshua thinks we should do Texas. Should we do Texas? All right, so RoboQ Man says, all right, we're going to do Texas. So Texas and Walking Small is the episode we actually want, right? All right. So we'll do that, and we'll cancel Culture Shock and FUN, so that just to save time, and we'll delete the partial recording because we don't need that. Really, you gonna take that long to cancel recording something? Come on. There we go. All right, so season 1, episode 18 is now recording Texas. And oh man, I'm gonna blame you guys, you know. I'm absolutely gonna blame you guys. All right, so now we got to wait for a little while that's going. So while we're waiting, what do you guys want to talk about? Because we got to stare at the whole thing as it's recording Texas. And I'll just sit here because I'm lazy until you guys say something. Okay, you're not going to say anything? All right, fine. Let's get on my phone here. And let me know when you feel like talking. Yeah, you think I'm bluffing? I'm just gonna sit here. You guys aren't gonna talk. Let's see. I'll check. Let's see. How's my? I know I ordered something from Amazon. Is that coming today? Arriving by 9 p.m. today. Okay. Cool. And yeah, I'm sure Matthew's reaction is going to be priceless. So, since Matthew already hates SpongeBob, and this is going to be a SpongeBob directed right at him, I think he's going to be not so pleasantly surprised. So, we've got 1 minute and 39 seconds of Texas recorded. And still no Mercer. Mercer, buddy, where are you? Oh, man. I was hoping that he would be here for this because he really wanted me to do this. And Tom says, watch what I sent you on your phone. All right, well, let's see. I know you sent me, I assume you sent me that on Skype. Let me go to Skype on the phone. I don't see anything from you, Thomas. Oh, watch what Ty sent you on the phone. Oh, no, let me see if I can bring up that link. So I can go to the YouTube app. And let's see. Oh, look, there's my stream. That's so weird. Very meta there. All right, so there's Ty. Okay, what do you say? So, commercial for how awesome it is to work at Amazon. I'm sure that is wonderful. All right.
Can't believe she's gone.
Yeah, what's so great about dumb old Texas?
What did you say?
Texas is dumb?
Don't you dare take the name of Texas in vain.
Yeah, that's Matthew, all right.
Think that about dumb old Texas? No, you can't.
Oh, then can we say people from Texas are dumb?
No, you can't say nothing about Texas. Oh, so we shouldn't say anything bad about.
All right, so that's in this Texas episode, I presume. So yes, that will definitely be good. And what are we at? We're at 3 minutes and 44 seconds of Texas recorded. So we got about 19 minutes to go. And so, yeah, hopefully I didn't just get a copyright strike for listening to SpongeBob argue with Sandy over the merits of Texas. Although, fortunately, I mean, honestly, with that kind of thing, worst case scenario is Paramount would demand to get all revenue from this live stream, which will be all of about 18 cents. So I'm not overly worried about it. Actually, 18 cents is probably a bit much. And so, and today's live stream is brought to you by the good people at Bubba. Bubba, manufacturers of fine cups. Actually, I got to say, I got this cup yesterday, and the reason I got this cup, while I'm killing time waiting for SpongeBob to finish recording, the reason I got this cup is because you guys have probably seen a million times. I usually have those little theater cups that I have when I'm live streaming. So like the one from Logan, and I have one for Fan Four Stick and other movies that we've seen in the theaters. And I like those cups. And the problem is that, well, and this is one of those, too bad Bird of Prey isn't here right now, because I would be bragging at this right now, because, well, he may have his fancy schmancy hospital bed that's always broken, but I have my fancy schmancy chair, right, that goes up and down for me. And my chair has built-in cup holders. Yeah, Bird's bed doesn't have cup holders. So, suck on that, Bird. By the way, we're up to 5 minutes and 39 seconds. Of course, you guys could probably see that if you're just looking at the screen. And yeah, I do. Yeah, so Play On is a great program if you want to do things like doing movie nights, the kind of stuff that me and Matthew do, or if you just want to edit clips of shows and be able to get the shows in good quality, because it does download it in the highest definition that's available from that streaming service. And so if you like have Vudu, like I have a lot of my movies that I purchase, I get through Vudu, and they'll be in like 4K resolution, and I can actually download it at 4K, which is kind of nice. So we'll see. We'll get to see some fun-filled Texas action here in just a little bit. We're at 6 minutes and 44 seconds. And then we will have Texas. Come on. Let's see. I think about some services from Nuki, Netflix, Disney Plus, Turbo TV, and Apple TV Plus. I only have a sub to Netflix, so I don't know about the others. I looked for Nuki. It's funny because me and Mrs. Anti-Tracker, I kept telling her that people keep saying Nuki is worse than the movie that we're going to be watching tomorrow. So we looked up Nuki. Now I couldn't find the actual movie. It's definitely not. I don't think it's on Disney Plus. I don't know about Netflix. It's not on Hulu. It's not on Amazon Prime. And it's not on Tubi. I did check Tubi, but but we did find the trailer for it on YouTube. And honestly, so Nuki looks like it's a strange cross between E.T. and The Gods Must Be Crazy. That's kind of what it looks like. Like a low budget version of E.T. basically. But with kids in Africa for some reason. And so when we watched this trailer, Mrs. Antitracker, we kind of agreed. Look, Nuki looks like a bad movie for sure. I'm not saying Nuki looks like a fine, masterpiece of the art form. However, we both agreed that what we're going to be watching tomorrow in Feeders is way worse than Nuki. At least Nuki had enough of a budget to actually have a costume that has some articulation to it, as opposed to what looks like a garbage bag wrapped around a stick. So I would dare say I think Nuki is a higher caliber of film than Feeders. Well, you can do the Ewok movies whenever you should add a category. Yeah, I know. I don't remember I don't think I've recorded the Ewok movies yet. Let me double check. While we're waiting for... Well, no, I don't want to mess around in the files, because if I accidentally cut off this recording, it's going to make me mad, especially we're 9 minutes and 25 seconds in. So we're almost halfway through recording this thing. But yeah, Thomas, the Ewok movies are definitely going to happen. And I see Auntie must be dreaming because her leg is twitching. Let's see. But yeah, but Nuki, it looks bad. But I do think that, and when you guys see Feeders tomorrow, I mean, because today you'll see little bits of it while we're editing, assuming you stick with me through this live stream, but it's not the same thing as, watching the movie from beginning to end. And if you watch it with us tomorrow night, I think you will agree that it is a really bad movie. So, yeah, I'm, again, not defending Nuki, just saying that Nuki is not as bad as Feeders. You could combine the two episodes 10 and... No, we're not going to go that long, because while the movie isn't particularly long, it is over an hour, so I don't want to run us until, the wee hours of the morning with this. But this movie is relatively short, so I was thinking on nights where we have a movie that's under an hour and a half, that I'll throw a short in before it. And I love the idea of doing SpongeBob, since, Matthew hates SpongeBob so much. So after this is done downloading, we're at 11 minutes now recorded out of the 23 minutes and 38 seconds. So we're getting there. Once this is recorded, we're going to need to gather one more asset for our final edit. And that is going to be a clip of music to play during the other link that Commodore Ty sent us for the short film presentation. So Nuki is $159 for VHS on Amazon. That is insane. I don't think I'd pay $1.59 for that movie. No, I get what you're saying, Commodore Ty, but I don't want to take a full 20 minutes. I like the idea of like a 10-minute short before the movie is fine. I'm not going to put 2 episodes of SpongeBob. I know that each aired episode of SpongeBob is 2 episodes of the show, but that's not what we're doing. We're going to do Texas. Now, maybe next time we do a short film, we'll do the FUN. You know. Let's see. Valor says, you might want to check out Santa's Christmas elf named Calvin. It's a 1971 film. That sounds horrible. Lee says, how do you get around copyright? Well, it depends on what you're talking about. So when we're doing the actual movie night, notice we do not show the actual movie. We just show still images from the movie, which you'll see that tomorrow night. Like on YouTube, if you tune in to our movie night, the only thing you'll see on YouTube are stills from the movie while me and Matthew are talking about it. Now, that still gets us, I still get hit with copyright on that about half the time, which is funny because it's just showing a series of still images, but the system still flags it as being copyrighted content, which is stupid. However, but there's a difference between showing pictures of something and just straight up showing the movie. You know, like just showing the pictures up there basically means that whoever owns that movie is going to steal your ad revenue from that. If we do the full on showing the movie, then they'll shut the stream down. So we don't do that. What we do, however, Lee, is we have a private screening room that you can go to watch the movie with us at the time that we're watching the movie. It is, and so all you're doing is watching a movie that we are streaming to that screening room. And once the movie's done, you can't like go back and rewind and rewatch it or anything like that. So it's as secure as watching a movie online can be. And so we try not to, honestly, we're trying to follow the spirit of copyright law. We're not trying to violate copyright. We're just hanging out with friends watching a movie. And it's not illegal to invite your friends over to watch a movie. And it's similarly not illegal to watch a movie with friends on the internet. It would just be illegal for me to give you pirated copies of a movie. From how you describe Feeders, it sounds like a bigger budget than Santa's Elf. Let's just say Feeders has more movement. Well, you haven't seen it yet, Valor. You haven't seen it yet. Feeders was made in the 80s on a budget of $500. And no, I'm not making that up. So it is an extraordinarily low budget film. Now, there's another one I really want to do. The problem is that you can't get the movie digitally. You can only buy the DVD. You can buy it. It's funny because you can buy the DVD directly from the people that produce the film. And it's only $5. But then I'd have to transcode the movie somehow, which I don't have the hardware to do right now. The only laws Matthew breaks are biking laws. Well, we know he breaks biking laws all the time. By the way, we're up to 15 minutes and 30 seconds. So in the home stretch here. But that movie is called Fungicide. And it looks so bad. Oh, it looks hilariously bad. And I actually reached out to the guy that wrote and directed the film and asked him if there's any way to get a digital copy. And he said, no, you can only buy the DVD. So nice enough for the guy to respond. And I also invited him to come onto the live stream sometime and just talk about his movies. He has a whole series of movies, Suburban, Sasquatch, just all these really bad movies. And not in the spirit of, I think that he's just trying, he wants to be a movie maker. They're just really bad at it, but I think that they enjoy being bad at it. So it's called Fungicide. You can look at Riff Tracks did a spoof of Fungicide, and I can get the Riff Tracks version. But I don't want to watch the Riff Tracks version with Matthew. I'd rather watch the original unedited. In fact, that's how we found Feeders. Was Riff Tracks did Feeders, and then we did a search and we found that Feeders was available on Tubi, and that's how we got it. So, unfortunately, in the case of Fungicide, it looks like the only way to get it is through physical media. Yeah, but and yeah, Riff Tracks has Feeders. Riff Tracks also has Fungicide, but I don't want. Look, I love Mike, Bill, and I can't believe I'm forgetting his name. The other guy, but I love listening to the Riff Tracks guys. They're great. But when we're doing movie night with Matthew, me and Matthew are the ones doing the riffing. So I don't want to hear Mike and Bill and making their jokes while me and Matthew are talking about the movie. See. Santa's Christmas Elf is a movie consistent of still images with a boring narrator. So it's kind of like Bird's Little Helpers. Right, Bill? If you've seen Bird's Little Helpers, that sounds about right. Oh, Auntie moved. And this is where Auntie gets kind of creepy. You can't. I don't know if you can tell on the camera because I can't see it on the screen. But she sleeps with her eyes open, and that's just really creepy. So she is asleep right now, but her eyes are open, and it's just like, bleh. Oh, not only is there a Feeder 2, Lee, there's a Feeder 3 that just came out this year. And so don't, since Matthew's not going to watch this stream, so I'll tell you, I have Feeders 2 already. It was on Tubi as well. But Feeders 2 is actually a Christmas film. It's called Feeders 2 Sleigh. Oh, Auntie woke up. Sleigh Bells. And so what we're gonna do is, so we're gonna watch Feeders tomorrow, and obviously it's going to be horrifically bad, and Matthew's going to have a wonderful time watching it with me. And then he's going to forget about it. But then this Christmas, we're going to watch Feeders 2 Sleigh Bells. That's the plan. All right, up to 19 minutes and 15 seconds. We are really getting close now. And so then we'll just need to find some cheesy music to put behind the thing, and then we'll be doing our drawing for the fun of it's in the house. Hey, drawing, long time no see. Thought I would drop in to say hi, see how you're feeling with all this happening with you, and you're looking good, my friend. Thank you, drawing. Man, it's good to see you. I'm not gonna lie, this week has been rough, and I don't know how far down this rabbit hole is going to go. I mean, I had an MRI yesterday, but I haven't heard the results on it. In fact, let me see if there's anything posted yet from my doctor. We do have this handy-dandy app that the medical center here uses. And so when the doctor actually posts the results, or, and if they say, oh, I want you to take a new prescription or something, they can send it all to you in the app. But yeah, nothing new in there as of yet. What happens if Matthew watches the replay of the stream? He won't. Because I will say this for Matthew. He may be a Kurogan, but he's the closest thing there is to an honorable Kurogan. So when I tell him, don't watch this live stream, he won't watch it. And so, and he's done it before where I've said, hey, like on The Last Jedi night when I tricked him into thinking we were going to watch The Last Jedi. And I made him, even though I have to upload the video to him so that he can create that slideshow we show during the live stream. And he didn't look at it. So even though he created that slideshow, he had no idea what the movie was going to be. He did not see the whole Godzilla thing coming. So, yeah, and I think it's partially just that he's lazy. I'm too busy trying to run over little old ladies. And let's see, getting close here. 21 minutes and 20 seconds out of 23 minutes and 38 seconds. So close. I don't want to do anything to screw it up. That's why I haven't been touching anything. Johnny says, why did you remove all your old videos? Long story short, I've said some things in some of those videos that I regret. And so, like, honestly, like, while I know that the Last Jedi review overall I think was good, I think that my constantly berating Ryan Johnson was over the top and too much, especially considering how I've been feeling lately about how the fact that the fandom menace, which I considered myself a part of for a long time, has just kind of turned into a cauldron of hate. That we're more interested in just being negative about the people behind the franchises than trying to put out hope for the franchise. And so I had to take that down. I plan on redoing it eventually without all the FU Ryan Johnsons, because I think that I made some good points. But right now, I just don't have the strength to. But that's the honest truth of it, is that there are a lot of things that I've said in the past and I'm not proud of. And I'd be a complete hypocrite to leave those up while saying some of the things I've said recently. And I'm not going to do that. And, people like Gary Nerdrotic has called me out on that, right? He's like, oh, where does Anti-Trekker get off saying that we're hating on people? He's had whole things about how much he can't stand Kathleen Kennedy. And it's like, well, first of all, I don't remember saying I hated Kathleen Kennedy, but I did say that I didn't like what she did at Lucasfilm. I've argued with people about that, people who've defended her. I don't think that she was a positive force at Lucasfilm, but I don't hate her personally. And I need to make sure that I'm clear on that, because I don't like the fact that so many people have just, it's just become so hateful in the entire environment, and I'm not going to be a part of that. And Mage Grey Wolf, I don't know about if there's been infighting in the fandom. I don't, because I will completely honest. I've completely unsubscribed from pretty much everybody in the Fandom Menace. I've removed all my patron support and everything from everybody in the Fandom Menace because I can't take the hate anymore. I just can't. And so I'm, a lot of those guys I still think are great guys, but I have no idea what they're up to. Because, I guarantee you that if you go search Doomcock or Gary or any of the big Phantom Menace people, they're probably still saying Kathleen Kennedy is about to be fired and that Disney is in chaos and the Paramount Plus is going woke and the MCU and all that crap. And I'm not interested in that discussion. I'm just not interested. Let's see. Drawing says, oh, that makes sense. Agree with you about the Phantom Menace. Went down a path I wasn't happy. Yeah, exactly. Oh, there we go. And the recording is done. And then someone sent me a message. Oh, okay. No, I hadn't heard about that, Thomas. Not heard about that at all. But I know that those two people you mentioned were closer than, say, two random people on the internet. So maybe there was something there that we don't know about. And Valor says, that's why I view you, Lore, Generation Tech, Track Yards, Bird of Prey, etc., the anti-fandom. It's like how you got your name. Yeah, and I don't have look, and even if you love Nerdrotic or Doomcock or, Midnight's Edge or any of those guys, don't get me wrong, geeks and gamers, whatever. I don't begrudge people that enjoy their content. I just can't participate in that. And so I'm not going to say you have no right to enjoy it, but at the same time, I'm not going to sit here and lie to you in the name of views. I'm not going to be a clickbait channel. And that's what the Phantom Menace has become. It's entirely clickbait now. And Drawing, you just nailed it right there. Rise of Skywalker, while not a great movie, was not a horrifically bad movie either. I gave it a 6 out of 10. And keep in mind, when I rate movies, and I know I've said this before, but when I rate a movie, a 5 out of 10 means watching paint dry or watching the movie, pretty much on even terms, right? 4 out of 10 means I'd rather watch paint dry. A 6 out of 10 means I'd rather watch the movie than watch paint dry. I gave Rise of Skywalker a 6 out of 10. It's better than watching paint dry. That's about as much as I can say about it, right? And that's not being flattering to the film. I think that it had some good elements, it had some bad elements. But overall, it was better than nothing. But yeah. Get annoyed when they start getting political while claiming not to be. Oh, man, it's all politics now. That's all it ever is. Yeah, that's all it is now. All right, so we got SpongeBob recorded. So now we need to find some music to go with our masterpiece. So let me go to Epidemic Sound. Now, for this is another, if you don't, Epidemic Sound, unfortunately, also not free, but a great little program. So you can go into Epidemic Sound and listen to or play any music you can that they have available. They have thousands and thousands of tracks, and use it all on your channel as long as you're subscribed to them. You can still listen to the music even if you're not subscribed to them, but if you put it on your YouTube channel, they will copyright strike it if you're not a subscriber. So let's see. Let's try Goofy and see what kind of music we come up with. Here we go. This is good. Alright, so we'll download this track. We'll just do the full mix of this one. Alright. Now we got our music. We've got our trailers already in place, right? So we got our Mortal Kombat trailer and we've got our Battlefield Earth trailer. Oh yeah, we need to get the thing that Commodore Ty sent us. Let me grab that. Another great program, and by the way, this one I actually do use the free version, is 4K Video Downloader. So 4K Video Downloader, by the way, these is stuff that you're going to see in some of this you're going to see today, other stuff is for other projects I'm working on. But we click, you copy the link of any video, then you click paste link. And after a few seconds, hopefully, because sometimes it doesn't work quite right. Annoying ads. Yeah, there you go. Come on. Really, you're going to be... Okay, there we go. So so the short feature presentation, we can select what resolution we want it in. We're going to take the highest definition. It's set right now to the commercials section. So we'll go back to the assets and we'll put it there. And download. So now it's downloading that YouTube video and bam. So now we have that YouTube video saved in our assets folder. And so that means that now I should be able to... where is that? I know it's on a different screen, but that's okay. So I'm going to the assets folder and I will grab... This is the YouTube file that I just downloaded. All right, so it already fades in, so we don't need to worry about that, but the Mortal Kombat needs to fade out. Well, no, it actually does. It fades out. All right, so we're good there. So the problem is there's no sound, you see. It just plays our short feature presentation, which is what we're going to put SpongeBob in just a moment. But notice it doesn't, like, do anything except just show that. And that's where the audio that we just downloaded comes in. So we're going to grab that. And this is that song we just downloaded. All right, so we'll try it from there. Oops. If we go... And then we'll stop it right there. All right. So, making progress. And no, I'm not going to make Bird hum. I don't want everybody to stop watching the stream as soon as we get to that point. And we could stretch this out if we want to. So if we change the speed to, say, about there. Yeah, that's pretty close. right, so now give me just a moment here. We need to go back to, where's it play on? Season 1, there we go. All right, and I need to do one thing to this before I show it on the screen. So let me turn this off for just a minute. Not a bing. And I can't see the chat. Give me just a minute. I'll be able to see the chat again in just a moment, but I'm just getting this ready. All right. And get rid of that. There we go. All right. All right, so let me turn the display back on. All right. So this big section, obviously, right here is the SpongeBob episode that we just recorded. Let me bring the chat back up so I can see it. And Brian McFarlane's in the house, says, "Heidi ho!" Man, I can't even do that right now. So one nice thing visually that you can see here is notice the audio levels of the music, of the trailers versus the SpongeBob episode. The SpongeBob is way quieter. So we're going to first and foremost bring the SpongeBob audio up a bit. And you see it's doing that weird thing that it was doing on the other one. I don't know why it's doing that, but that's all right. All right, so let's see. It's the first. Okay, so Texas, yes. So this is our Texas episode. Now first, couple things we want to do. We do want this to be in the 16:9 format. So we're going to go ahead and zoom in. There we go. And then we'll kind of quickly scroll through it to make sure that, you see, you got to look at some of the shots, whether or not it makes sense, or if it's cutting off too much. Doesn't look like it's going to be a problem, really. All right, so it looks like this is the end.
Yeah, who needs double Texas?
What did you just say?
Should I start running now?
All right, so there we go. And that's the end right there. So this other one we're not worried about, so, and we'll just find the credits here. There. All right, so we selected that entire episode, and then we just hit the delete key, and bam, it removes all that, and now it just goes from the end of the Texas episode into the credits. So we're fine there. So now we have a SpongeBob episode inserted into our movie night for tomorrow. Oh, poor Matthew. And springtime's in the house. Good to see you, my friend. How's it going? I'm hanging in there, doing as well as I can, all things considered. So welcome, my friend. Good to see you. And let's see. So I'm sitting here editing. Auntie is sitting there sleeping, and we're working on SpongeBob backwards. Yeah, we could here's something we could do. So we could take this and change clip speed and reverse, and then now if we want to be, that way Matthew can think SpongeBob is satanic here. That's just wrong. All right, so let's turn that off. All right, so yeah, you can do stuff like that. Very easy to do. All right, so now that we have SpongeBob inserted. Now we need to get our feature presentation. So let's go back to our main assets, and we go to the classic feature presentation here. And Thomas is like, my God, yes, indeed. SpongeBob backwards is definitely a creepy thing. All right, so we'll do cross dissolve on that. And Orville, thank you so much. Shows a $5 super chat in. First super chat of the day. Says, please get back to me when you get a chance. DM, I just sent you, no rush, but it's important. I will, Orville. I'm sorry. I know I haven't been on Twitter in a long time, so I will check that out today, my friend. But good to see you, PJ. And you didn't need to super chat me to get my attention. You could have just put @AntiTrekker. But you know what? I appreciate it because that $5 will go towards the medical bills. So, which there are aplenty. All right, so you notice, so we have our feature presentation, right? And we'll fade that out at the end. Yep, gotta zoom in sometimes a little to make that work. All right, and there we go. So, now you guys are probably well aware that normally, first of all, there's a couple of things. I like to zoom it in to fill it up. Make sure that that's all the way, yeah. But I'm sure you guys have seen that usually when we're doing the feature presentation, you see Matthew's face spinning around and his voice going hi diddly ho. So we're going to add that. And I did. That's why I started this from scratch today, because I wanted to show all the steps in editing a video like this. Tom says, you know what sucks about YouTube? Can't get Mrs. Antchecker's. I'm so sorry, Thomas. Yeah, I know. That's a Twitch only thing. But I will tell you. But Thomas, I will be streaming on Twitch tomorrow. So there's that. And Orphil shows it another $2. Says, make sure you check it. I will, PJ. I will. Springtime says, attention, breaking news. Live with Matthew has been arrested for crimes against Kuroga for stealing the emergency summertime cigarette lighters used for warmth in the cold Kuroga summer. Well, that's awesome. I am glad that to hear that Matthew is currently facing charges in Kuroga. Not good for Matthew, because Kurogan justice, there's definitely quotation marks around the word justice there. And the Nerdporial Life Form says, hail, just hit 100 subs on my channel. Awesome. Got 3 Star Trek videos, currently working on a Forbidden Planet review. Forbidden Planet, man, there's a classic right there. I do love that movie. It's not my favorite movie of all time, but I do love it. It's a great movie. You can definitely tell that Star Trek drew a lot from that, and in a good way. And I don't think it was like Gene Roddenberry's vision. I think that was like part of what the studio interference, as people would say, was to make it more like Forbidden Planet. Because if you compare the Cage to the rest of the series, yeah. Did you hear all the stuff Matthew said at the end of his Sequest stream? My God. Well, he did say some. Yeah, he said some stuff there. That's true. And congratulations on the 100 subs. I know, man, the first 100 is always the hardest. The first 1,000 is always the hardest. And I'll tell you, I can't even get past the first 10,000. So, but that's my own fault for going anti-fandom menace. That's my problem there. All right, so what we're going to do is, let me bring up a window that, and go into my general YouTube assets folder. And that's not what we want. There it is. All right, so we need to find the picture I have of Matthew. Here it is. All right, so here is good old Matthew, right? And so here's what we do. First of all, we stretch that out to about the right length from the end of the fade in to the beginning of the fade out. And then we're going to add its own fade in and fade out in a minute. But first, and Bird of Prey is here. Good to see you, Bird. 103 minutes. Really? You just got the notification? It's funny because we were talking about you earlier. So good to see you, Bird. I hope you're doing well, man. What's your favorite classic TV series that's not sci-fi? Ooh. Man, I'm trying to think, because like all the stuff I watched as a kid was mostly like I think about. I mean, depends on when you consider classic. If you're talking 80s, what comes to mind was like Knight Rider, which is sci-fi. I think about $6 Million Man, Hulk, both sci-fi. I most of my favorite shows were sci-fi shows. The Mission Impossible, I've only watched a little bit of that. I couldn't watch it when I was a kid. My parents wouldn't let me watch it because they didn't like anything that portrayed law enforcement in a positive light. I'm not making that up. My parents, they were hippies. Well, my mom was. My dad really didn't care. But and so anything that involved law enforcement, they didn't like me watching. But that portrayed law enforcement in a positive light. So I'd probably go with something like Dukes of Hazzard. I did like that show. It was a fun, silly show. I never, I know some people now look back at, oh my God, they had the Confederate flag on their car. It's like, you know what? There was nothing about the Duke brothers that was racist, right? So, yeah. So I would probably go with Dukes of Hazzard as far as non-sci-fi because there's not a lot of because even you go back to the older stuff like Lost in Space, Twilight Zone, sci-fi shows. I loved sci-fi. I've always been a sci-fi geek. Let's see. All right, so let's get back to it. So we got a couple of things to do here with Matthew's face, because you can see there's a couple of problems. One, it's not spinning. Two, we can't hear him saying hi diddly ho. And three, it's you can't see the feature presentation. So we're gonna fix and obviously, like if you remember before, it zooms in as it's spinning. So there's a couple of easy fixes. So fix number one, let's get it spinning. So on the video, we go to our rotation angle, and this little diamond here allows us to animate that, meaning that we can change it over time. So we click it, and notice it turns red. We then go to the very end, and we can now change. Let's go to one frame before the end so that we can see him. All right, and so now we can change the rotation angle and rotate it around whichever way we want to. So if we go, let's have him rotate around there. And so now if we go back to the beginning, you'll see that it just slowly spins. There we go. Dukes of Hazzard was sci-fi. They had an alien in one episode. That's wrong, Bird. That was wrong. Anyway, wow. All right, so next up we're going to go to zoom, and we're going to zoom out to about here. And then at the end, we're going to zoom in so that we get that wonderful close-up of his teeth. All right, so you see. So now we got the spin and the zoom in here. Same principle, you just click on the diamond and change what you want to change. But we still can't see the feature presentation through Matthew, right? So how do we fix that? We go down to composite. Composite is just a technical term for how things are layered on top of each other. So normal basically means one picture is just slapped on top of another, so whatever's on top is what you see. And you can see in our timeline, you have, that picture you sent me of Matthew is a great one, Thomas. I would have to edit it to a circle. I probably will do that in the next 2 weeks. I'm going to probably do that. If depending on the resolution, I'll have to see if it's high enough resolution to get away with zooming in like that. But that is a good picture. I didn't think about that till just now, and if it wasn't for time constraints, I would do it for tomorrow night's show. But then the stream would be like 8 hours long, and I don't want to do that. Because I'm not going to be able to last that long. So we're going to change the composite to. Notice there's a whole bunch of different options. And some of them get, are like, so for add, you can see that means that it adds this to whatever's underneath. So it makes it so that you can kind of see them both. And that's, I can't remember if adds what I've used before. But then we can look at color. Color doesn't really, it just makes it so that since the Matthew picture has no color, it slowly removes the color from the other one. That doesn't really help us. Color burn is kind of an interesting one. We can go darken. We can go darken to color. Difference. Oh, there's a weird one. See, yeah. Definitely some creepy stuff in there. Screen is a very popular one. But I kind of like, honestly, let's go back. Whoop, and I messed that up. Let's go back to, you like the color, Commodore Ty likes the color burn. See, I'm leaning towards the, wrong one, the ad. I kind of like the ad because it makes it easiest to see both Matthew and our feature presentation. Because remember, there's you want to be able to get the joke of Matthew's spinning face, but you also want to be able to read the color, our feature presentation clearly. So I think that the ad does that best. You can also change the opacity. If you think that it's a little too much, you can bring it back a little bit, and you can fade that in and out over time as well. So I think we'll put it about there. Let's see. That's pretty good. All right. Now we're going to add a cross dissolve to each end. So that makes it so that Matthew's face will fade out and then the feature presentation fades out. And opposite, feature presentation fades in, then Matthew fades in. So we're good there. But we still, of course, need the hi diddly ho, right? Which you saw if you were at the beginning of this live stream. That was the first thing we did, was get that prepped up. So now we're going to bring that in. So let's go to our assets folder. And let's see, it's cool. I think that is, let me see. Man, it is hard to hear that over the music. Why is it so quiet? I'm trying to figure that out. Matthew is paying for this fair play for fair pay. Is Matthew paying for this fair pay for fair work? No, Matthew is not paying for it, unfortunately. Man, that seems quiet. Let me see. I wonder why this is so much louder. Let's bring this up so it's a little easier to see. See, it's like, yeah, even if I max that out, it seems really, really quiet. So, it's set to mono. That's set to stereo. I usually mix everything down to mono because I don't know what kind of devices people are listening on. So let's bring this down a bit. That's a little better. And then let's do this just for fun. I'll change the clip, not the duration. I always do that. I'll change the speed to about 80. And let's not correct for pitch. And see how that works out.
Hi diddly ho, 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 hi diddly ho. Hi diddly ho. Hi diddly ho. Hi diddly ho. Hi diddly.
Let's see, it's a little too low. Let's change the speed up to about there.
Hi diddly ho. 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 Hi diddly ho.
That works pretty good. All right. So now we have our Matthew intro ready to go. We have our short. Now we just need the actual movie. So let me go back to, I need to do one more thing here in OBS. Turn the display off for a second. Go back into assets. Actually, not assets. We need, where's the movie? Right there. To Tubi. Where is Tubi hiding? There it is. Feeders. Bear with me just a second, guys. Getting the movie ready to import into the project. And you guys, I tell you, when you guys see this tomorrow, you're just gonna, it's crazy. All right. All right. Let me turn that back on. Helps if I have the right selection going. Display capture. There it is. All right. And make it so I can see the chat again, or else I'm never going to read anything. And Philip's in the house, says, how you doing? I'm hanging in there, my friend, as best I can, all things considered with my health the way it is. As you can see, Auntie is diligently sleeping, which is pretty much all she ever does. And yes, Bird, excuse me, the Anti-Cam is back online. At least when I'm doing this kind of a live stream, I can do the Anti-Cam. I won't be able to do the Anti-Cam if I'm doing anything.
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
I wasn't talking to you. Shut up, Siri. Wow, that was weird. Anyway, so, hey Siri, tell me a joke.
What do you call a rabbit with fleas? Bugs Bunny.
Man, does Alexa tell you any better jokes than Siri? Because Siri tells lousy jokes. Anyway, so yeah, so as long as I'm not doing a Streamlabs stream, or the StreamYard, I always get them mixed up, whatever it is, then I can have the Anti-Cam on. But when I'm on StreamYard, dang, I gotta put that camera over here in order to be on. Because of a weird conflict that happens with OBS. Lee asks, have you been saving as you're going on? Well, that's actually, let me tell you. Man, this is annoying as all heck. So, notice it says Untitled Project. I haven't actually saved the project at all. To which you're probably thinking, oh my gosh, Anti-Checker, you're insane because it's going to crash. And you can go in here and go File, Save Project As, and we'll call it, helps if I spell it. So, man, I didn't have caps lock on. Mystery Movie Night with Matthew, since that's the name of our streams, right? So you click Save, and now it's saved. But here's the beauty of the newer versions of DaVinci Resolve. It's already saved. It saves everything you do as you do it. So if you're like, cruising along, editing something, and then you completely forget what you're doing, or the power goes out, or you step away and your computer crashes or whatever, every step of the way, it saves it. At least it's supposed to. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to test it real quick. So let's see. We'll do a very, very simple little edit here. All right. So we'll go and we'll cut. We'll put a little cut here, right where that truck is. We'll put another cut here where these two are in the hospital. And so you see all that stuff there. So we're just going to get rid of that section of the movie. All right, so now there's a big old block missing from the movie. And then without thinking, notice I have not clicked on anything other than cutting that out. Uh-oh, I forgot to save it, and I closed DaVinci Resolve. Oh no, I'm ruined, right? Because all my editing is gone. So let's launch DaVinci Resolve again. Eventually. Now watch. It's forever crashed. Come on. That is annoying. Sometimes DaVinci Resolve takes... I thought I launched it. Try it now. There we go. All right. So, ask Siri if you... Siri, tell me... hey, Siri, tell me a Chuck Norris joke. Really? Didn't hear me? Hey, Siri, tell me a Chuck Norris joke. It says, I'm not sure I understand. So, Siri doesn't understand Chuck Norris. All right. So, notice here's Mystery Movie Night with Matthew, the most recent project. We load it up. And Thomas is like, what did you do, you fool? Yep. And notice, look at that. That section of the movie is gone. It saves everything you do as you do it. That is something I absolutely love about DaVinci Resolve. So, like with other editors, particularly like the Adobe suite, which I've used for years before I switched to DaVinci, I cannot tell you how many times I've lost hours and hours worth of work just because I forgot to click save and then the program freezes. And so, but in this particular case, notice it's all right there. So, and then of course, all I got to do is fix it. And just a minute, Philip. And so, and then of course, since I didn't move anything, I just cut out that one section. I can just do that and restore everything to where it was. So that is something I absolutely love about DaVinci. Hey Siri, what is the meaning of life?
Apparently life is like a box of chocolates. So salted caramel, hazelnut, sour quince log. The point is we've got options.
There you go. I don't see how that's the meaning of life. That doesn't really make a lot of sense, but there you go. And Thomas is saying, Alexa, call mom. Does it say previous edits? No, that's the one thing. Like if you try to do Control Z, actually, it'll only do Control Z of what I've done since I've reloaded it. But it doesn't save like everything back there. Now, what you can do if you want to, now you can turn on and off that autosave feature. The default with 17.2, which is the newest version of DaVinci Resolve, is that it's on unless you go in and turn it off. Prior versions, it was off unless you went in and turned it on, which as soon as I learned about that feature, I turned it on. But what you can do, and some people do, is like you save your project when you get to a particular stage that you may want to go back and change later. So you save rough cut 1, right? And then you make some changes, and then you have rough cut 2, and you compare the two. But, so, yeah. Philip, I'm not going to spend my day asking Siri questions, but hey, Siri, can Godzilla beat Cthulhu?
Okay, I found this on the web for Can Godzilla Beat Cthulhu. Check it out.
It just searched the web for results. What does Alt F4 do? I'm not sure, Thomas. Let's find out. Sure. All right. So, what we normally do at this point with the movie night is I will then watch through the movie on this in the editor to make sure is there any objectionable content that I have to worry about. And of course, notice this is actually in 4:3 format, so we're going to want to zoom in. So let's do that. And then now the quality of this film is so low that I'm not too worried about it messing up the cinematography really. But oh yeah, and there's commercials. I forgot there's actually commercials in this movie. So we're gonna have to cut out the commercials still. So we're gonna do this. First, let's restore this movie into a single edit by simply stretching this out to where it was, and then cutting that. All right, so we got to get rid of the commercials. And so let's take a look. So here's feeders. You can see the incredible quality of this film. Yeah, you can tell this is some great stuff here. Let's see if we position this. We want Y. We'll bring that down a bit. Usually you want to bring it down a little bit to ensure that you don't cut off people's heads too much. All right, here's our first commercial break. And, oh, there's the alien. Yeah, check out that bad boy right there. Yeah, that's some great visual effects. It looks like a dried up version of Kermit the Frog.
Every customer has it.
Now, you see, this is something I don't like and this is something Tubi does, is that it just abruptly cuts to the commercial. All right? So... All right, so we'll put a cut right here. And it may look like an Evil Dead ripoff, but I believe this movie came out before. Well, I don't know. What year did Evil Dead come out? All right, so there's our commercial break there. And so first thing, we'll do a quick fade out and fade in. So we'll do a cross dissolve. Yeah. Come on. I hate when it does that. Oh, it is there. I just didn't see it. And we'll do a audio dissolve so that it fades out. That's a little better. So let's take a look. We'll bring up our browser and look at, okay, so Evil Dead. So Evil Dead looks like, where is it? Yeah, where's the... see, Evil Dead Scare 1981. So yeah, Evil Dead is a little older, I think. So Feeders is 96. Wow, I didn't think it was that new. So there you go. So anyway, so yeah. All right, so we got our... That's because there are some digital effects. I didn't think about that. So there are some digital effects in this. All right, so we fade out. Now we need a commercial. So where do we go for a commercial? Well, I found this commercial in Kuroga. True story. Bird, I'm impressed, I got to say. Did you know that Kuroga actually has an international outreach program? Did not know that. And so... true story. The Kuroga Ministry of Health did an outreach to help the people of Japan. And what is Feeders about? It's about aliens that come down and eat people. That's pretty much the plot. So the Kurogan Department of Health actually did an outreach to help the people of Japan. And so they came up with, a helping Japanese people who are coming to Kuroga to visit with common issues that they may have if they visit Kuroga. So let me see. I believe I have it over here. So we're going to put our first commercial as, and in fact, I think because we do need to make it very, very clear what this is. So let's see. We'll bring this over. And so this will give us a chance to do something else. So we're going to go over here to titles. And we'll just add a basic text message here. Now, and this is where, let's see. Maybe a few YouTubers could record this little commercial for their channel for you to put, or they can make a funny one for Matthew. That would be, I would actually be open to that. If you guys, and I'll tell you, those of you that do content creation, absolutely make a cheesy commercial for your channel. Make it funny, though. It has to be genuinely funny. Send it to me, and we'll put it in Movie Night with Matthew. That's actually a brilliant idea, Thomas. I like that. So classic standard alien encounter. Yes. All right, so here's what we're going to do. Now, as you guys know, I am dyslexic. And so, man, I hate the fact that he's got to do that. All right, so we don't need that information up there. All right. So I tell you all my doctor's information. All right, so here we go. So I have to do this when I'm typing out a title. One thing I don't like, and this is just a common thing with video editors, there's no spell check in the video editors. That's how commonly when I put up a title in a show, it'll be misspelled. So we'll put the following is a paid commercial, I see, announcement from the Krogan Health. Let's see. We need a good acronym. So let's see. For Krogan Health, what's a good acronym for Krogan Health? Let's see. That would be wrong. Let's see. Wouldn't it be funny if first time alien encounter resulted in one species eating the other one? Because I was thinking of Star Trek Discovery, and that species they use as cattle. Well, yeah. It does sound like a Futurama joke, but the truth is that unless we all came from the same. There we go. Thank you, Positive Candor. You nailed it. Krogan Health. All right, so now we can. That's funny. Try to do spell check for Krogan, and it comes up with arrogance. Wow. I couldn't. Yeah, that's so perfect. It's hilarious. Okay. All right, so we'll copy that, and then we'll paste it in our text here, and we'll zoom it out just a little bit so it'll fit. So great job on that acronym there, Positive Candor. And so you're gonna love this in just a second here. So let's see. We need video transitions, and we'll do a cross dissolve there, and another cross dissolve here. See, make sure it's not too long. Following is a paid commercial announcement from the Krogan Health Institute of Technology. That's about right. All right, and so now let's bring the actual commercial over. All right. So, yeah. And then we got our commercial. Let's see. Breaking news from the CDC. Fully vaccinated people can go on buses, planes, go inside hospitals, prisons, and homeless shelters without a mask on. Okay.
Call an ambulance, please.
Okay, hold on.
So you see, Japanese girl needs help.
Ah, my stomach.
She's having problems with her stomach.
ちゃんと痛いけど痛い。
Oh no, what's she gonna do?
救急車を呼んでもらったからといって安心はできません。しっかりと自分の状態を相手に伝えましょう。
I have a bad case of diarrhea.
私はひどい下痢です。
So see, it teaches
I have
Japanese
a bad
people how to say
case
common
of
phrases they
diarrhea.
would need while
I
visiting in
have a
Kuroga.
bad case of diarrhea.
I have a bad case of diarrhea. I have a bad case of diarrhea.
Yep, so that's Kuroga for you. Wow, that's just like so messed up. All right. And so just a classic Kurogan little bit of health advice there. And Temo Corcato, what am I seeing now? Yes, that is a special message from the Kurogan Health Institute of Technology. So thank you, Bird of Prey 5, for sponsoring that ad. All right, and so, and then we get back to our movie. All right. Do some more of the movie. Yeah, that's not a really inappropriate close-up shot there. Okay, looking. Oh, there we go. There's the next commercial break. So we're going back here. There.
We made USAA insurance for busy veterans like Kate.
You could make it feel like the movie with a movie that's edited like this. You could remove the commercials, and pretty much it would be fairly seamless because they don't do any kind of proper editing on Tubi. So it just cuts right from the commercial back into the movie with nothing in between. So like if we did that, like you could probably play it through and not even notice.
Out in front of our car. And what was he yelling about? Little men. I don't know, maybe something was chasing him. What?
So you see the audio cuts out for a second, but that's about it. So that we could probably fix by removing a few frames. Yeah, that's pretty seamless there. All right. So we'll leave that. But I do want to put in one other commercial here. There's another commercial. Hey, Laura, good to see you. Well, yeah, I know if you do a crossfade on the audio on that, but in this particular case, this was edited out by Tubi, so the audio is actually unbroken. If you zoom in, you can see. All they did was insert a commercial with no edits whatsoever. So you can't even tell. In this particular case, that's nothing. All right, so where were we? Oh yeah, there's. Tell me if that's not Velma from Scooby-Doo. By the way, good to see you, Laura. we go. All right, so Thomas, not sure what that is. What's that?
Next time on Star Trek The Next
You must get the vaccine from the planet, Captain, immediately.
on a desperate life-saving mission.
Oh man, I got to use that. Thank you, Thomas. Oh, and Lord, no, I'll tell you. So I know that we haven't talked much lately, but so I had an MRI yesterday. I haven't gotten the results on that yet, but the scary part is that they found lesions in my brain. Don't know how long, whether or not I'm ever going to feel better. That's kind of up in the air. I am going in for surgery next Wednesday that will help some of the problems I'm having, but not all. So hopefully we get that part at least squared away after next week. All right, so we go here. So what I'm doing, by the way, Laura, and you should check this out. We have a lot of fun with it. You should guest with us sometime if you're ever free on a Friday night. So tomorrow night, me and I don't know if you've met Life with Matthew or not, but Life with Matthew is a friend of mine here on YouTube. And every other Friday, we watch really bad movies together. And so tomorrow night, we're going to be watching this movie. It's called Feeders from 1996. And oh man, it's one of the worst ever. See, they just randomly cut to these commercials. It's really horrible editing. All right, so we'll cut it right there. And go, where's the other end of our commercial break? Man, Thomas, you know Matthew is going to die when he sees that commercial. Thank you. See, the editing here is so bad. All right. All right, so we got rid of that. And actually, so I'm going to grab that commercial. Thank you so much, man, Thomas. That's going to really put the icing on the proverbial cake there. And let's see. Paste that. Code of honor. It's too bad it's a lower quality, but it'll work. Bada boop. And then we'll go grab that from our commercials. Oh, except I think I saved it in the wrong folder. But let's see. Where did it save? Dang it, where did I put it? Show in folder. Oh, I put it, yeah. Totally wrong folder, but that's okay. All right. All right, so here's what we're going to do here. Because this obviously doesn't the Starfleet symbol, while it's cool and everything, was not part of the original commercial, obviously. So we'll get rid of that part, and then we put a lock here to prevent it from deleting any of the audio, and we'll delete this section of video. And that way we'll still hear it.
Next time on Star Trek The Next...
All right, and then we just do a cross dissolve here.
Next time on Star Trek The Next Generation.
And we'll zoom in to fill the screen. Bring this down just a bit. Excellent. And then we have our other commercial that I wanted to put in here. Okay, so Lancer, that is the best question I've had all day. Wish I had an editor like this. How much is it? The price of DaVinci Resolve, the full package here that I'm using right now, $0. It is 100% free. There is some features in this editor that you cannot use in the free version. You have to pay a one-time fee. But I will tell you, compared to other editors of this caliber, it's dirt cheap. Adobe makes you subscribe to it. But I'm not using any of those features in this edit, and that's on purpose. Everything I'm doing is in the completely free version. So yes, you absolutely, it's called DaVinci Resolve. And so I highly recommend it if you're trying to get into video editing, you're trying to do content creation early on in your YouTube career. This is the way to go. Don't spend hundreds or even thousands of dollars on a high-priced editor. When you can get this, it can do absolutely everything Adobe Premiere can, and most of the things that Adobe After Effects can do in one free package. So I cannot recommend it highly enough. And Commodore Ty, I'm not going to put on the Lore Reloaded James Bond super chat unless you actually pay for it. Come on now. I know Lore's here and everything. He's seen it. He was in it. But I'm not going to put it on just because he's here. So, and same thing. Yeah, Mage, if you want a video editor, DaVinci Resolve is a great, great package. There is a learning curve, which is why I'm doing this live stream. And I may do more live streams like this. In fact, I'm thinking about just doing every Thursday doing a live stream as I edit the video for the next movie night with Matthew. But we'll see, and maybe editing other videos. I mean, granted, it's taking me longer than it normally would if I was focused in on just doing the edit, although not right now really all that much. But all right, so we got that. Let me grab the other commercial we want. Or let me see, how many more, do we have more commercial breaks in this? That might be the last commercial break, so yeah. So, where we cut this commercial, I think what we'll do is, let's zoom in just a bit here. And if we grab all that, well, actually, we'll grab all this for real, just a minute. Slide this over. And then we'll zoom in. Helps if we're in the right spot. There we go. All right, so we zoom out enough. Helps if we don't screw it up. Gets a little tricky sometimes when you're moving small sections. That's where it can be a little trickier to move things around. As you can, helps if I don't zoom out too far. All right. There we go. All right, zoom in here. All right, so let's see.
Next time on Star Trek The Next Generation.
Good. So, let's do a crossfade here. Or cross dissolve, I should say. Yep, and I did that. Grab all of that, and there we go.
Next time on Star.
And then let's do the audio fade too, because that is horrible audio in this movie. Not that I should be surprised by that at all.
Next time on Star Trek The Next Generation.
There we go. All right. And then we'll bring this back over. Although we're gonna need to put a fade on this side too. So easy enough to fix. Do that, and video cross dissolve. Bam.
Generation.
There we go. So we got that commercial break fixed, and then we're going to put our last commercial right here. All right, so you guys, this is a classic here. In fact, I may do 2 commercials on this break because there's 2 of them that I really love that are very closely related. How many cases of space food diarrhea do you think the Federation has to deal with? Oh, don't worry, it gets worse. You'll see there's a ongoing theme of the commercials here. All right, so let's do our fade out on the house shot, our audio dissolve here.
Oh no, you missed that putt again. You probably don't have enough time to practice. You can have more time to practice your putting with the Potty Putter, the amazing new toilet time golf game that lets you practice your putting on the potty. Your Potty Putter comes with its own putting green made of...
There we go. All right, so we got a classic right there. And then let's see. And we'll fade this out. And then we'll go to our last commercial of the night. Which, bring that back just a little bit. And to cross this one in. And audio, fade it in. Maybe. If we can get there. There we go.
You're putting every day.
Drank a lot of water. I really have to go. People are waiting to tee off, and there's no restroom out here.
Guys, how many times has this happened to you? Come on, you know you can't hold it in that long. Don't worry, I've got the perfect gift for you. Introducing the Euro Club, the discreet sanitary solution for your urgent relief. Created by a board-certified urologist, it looks like an ordinary golf club, but it contains a special reservoir built into the grip to relieve yourself.
A Bird O' Prey 5 product, if ever I've seen one. It should be called the Geologia Club, but, you know. No, this is a real commercial. I've seen it before. This is actually a real thing, the Euro Club. Which I know it seems like it shouldn't be, but it is. Only $50, and you can get a golf club that you can geologia into. And so, yeah, that is a real product. I mean, all these are, you know, actual commercials. So, except for the Kurogan Health one, it is real, but it's not a commercial. It's just a clip from their English instructional videos. Wrong one. We want cross dissolve. There we go. And audio, cross fade. There we go.
To keep you out of the wood.
All right. I don't know why it cuts off, but that's all right. And then we'll put the rest of our movie in here. Make sure there's no other commercials. There we go. Yes, a product of Kuroga. Should be called the Kuroga Club. All right, so there we go. So now we have an edit for tomorrow night. So we have our initial, preview time, movie screen, preview number 1, movie screen, preview number 2, short feature presentation, SpongeBob, feature presentation, movie with commercial breaks, and that's it. So, you should throw in a Tim and Eric Awesome Show commercial. Well, like I said, if you guys, and absolutely serious here, and so any of you that are content creators, and by the way, I don't know if you're still here, Laura, that includes you, buddy. You put together a commercial for your channel, and I will throw it into our movie night stuff, because I think that's actually a great idea. And to kind of keep the community, thinking about each other. This one brought to you in low definition by the Caroga Film Company. See, now we're going to have to work on something for that, too, for these bad movies. Oh, goodness. So that's the long and short of it. Now all we have to do is we go in here. And by the way, another nice thing is we can go into browse for our movies. And so if I go to work in progress, and it's actually under the trailers, and so if I want to just save it here, we go movie night with Matthew, and helps if I get the date right. 5. What is the date? Man, I can't even remember anything. So today's the 13th. So 5/14/21. And then we want to make sure we turn on the video export. And we're going to save it as an MP4. We got the audio sitting there, and then we'll add it to the render queue. I'm not going to start rendering it until I'm finished the live stream, because it uses a lot of processor power to do the render, especially on a 2+ hour. Well, actually, it's not even that long. It's only an hour and a half, even with all that. So I know it says 2 hours and 30 minutes, but for some reason the counter starts at 1 hour. I don't know why that is. But yeah. So that's all there is to it. And so we're going to have some fun tomorrow night. We're going to watch Feeders. And so absolutely. So you find really bad commercials to throw in there, or you make a commercial for your own channel, or, if you have a friend that's a content creator and they want to put it in there, as long as it's not, something that would violate terms of service to show, which I can't imagine a YouTube channel commercial violating YouTube terms of service, but you never know. And we'll do it. We'll throw it in there. All right, guys. So with that, I am going to wrap it up for today, because I'm about ready to collapse. And we'll get this rendering and then uploaded. And tomorrow night, we're going to have a good old time. When does it start? We will be watching the movie at 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time tomorrow. And let's see. I have a funny video called Behold, Floating Man versus Jason. Life is Unfair. Has funny channel ender that I put in you can use. Always make you laugh. Well, also, you know what? Send it to me, Lancer. What you can do is when I'm on a live stream, if you put the link in the channel or in the chat. Otherwise, you can send it to me on Twitter. I do check it every now and then. And if I sent it to you, but I haven't said anything, next time I'm on a live stream, say, hey, did you check my Twitter message like PJ did earlier? So I'm going to be checking Twitter as soon as I'm off of this live stream. And that's technically true in Mage Grey World. On YouTube, anything can violate terms of service. You're 100% right about that. And thank you, Blaine. I appreciate the prayers. I will keep you guys up to date when I know anything. Next week is going to be... I'm hoping to do the Jeopardy stream next Friday, but I can't promise you. I don't know how I'm going to be feeling after the surgery on Wednesday. So that's going to be the wild card on that. But tomorrow night, you will be able to watch Life with Matthew's reaction to the Kurogan Health Institute of Technology and bad diarrhea. Because, yes. And my son, I'm almost never on Discord, to be honest with you. So Twitter is a better way to reach me, or sending the link directly in a YouTube chat when we're streaming. If you put it in as a comment on one of my videos, I may or may not see it because I don't always get to every comment. I wish I could. But I'm not going to lie to you. It's been difficult for me these last couple of weeks, and I don't know how long it's going to take before I'm feeling anything like normal. Just sitting here doing what I've been doing for this last little bit, I'm out of breath, and I shouldn't be. And that's kind of what we're trying to figure out. And hopefully the neurologist will get this figured out soon, because I hate feeling like this, man. I absolutely hate feeling like this. So with that, Auntie, hey girl, you want to say goodbye? Auntie, hey, Auntie. Yeah, she doesn't care. She's such a jerk. There you are. Hi. You gonna say hi to everybody? No, you're not. Of course not. That's that dog. All right, guys, have a good night. And if I have any energy later, I may do a stream on Twitch later tonight, just playing something. Don't know if I'll be able to or not yet. But right now, I just need to rest. Take care. Live long.